Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Brought to you by the original Super Glue. Stop by your local participating Westlake Ace Hardware locations for your $10 savings coupon. Restrictions may apply. See store for details. Coming to Pinnacle Bank Arena March 29th and 30th.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now through March 17th, prepare for St. Patrick's Day with great options like corned beef brisket point cuts for $3.99 per pound and 6 packs of Guinness for just $4.88 when you buy at least $5.01 in fresh meat. And for ticket listeners only, get USDA Choice Eye of Round Roast for $3.99 per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Shopping Square Center just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
It's getting nicer outside, but it's still hit or miss in the spring on golf weather. Not at Double Eagle Golf. You're home for always 72-degree weather and no wind. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues are underway, but stay tuned for info on indoor golf tournaments and book your bay for the Masters in April. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf.
I think it's just vapor.
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as one pack of cigarettes.
My kid
knows it's dangerous. 5.4 million American kids vape, and most think it's harmless. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. That's talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. Just wrapped up with In the Trenches with Nuri and the boss DP in the studio. We're switching up here. We got What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington. The host is always to my left. If you guys want to join in, 402-464-5685. Starter Haven text line. Face to the Voice, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Allo Channel 961 as always. But nonetheless, Chancellor Brewington, how's it going on a beautiful Tuesday night?
Beautiful Tuesday night. It's going fantastic, man. It's going fantastic. That's my word, man. Fantastic. But yeah, it's going great. I think we'll start off the show. I guess I'll read something. Start it off, Harrison.
I don't mind. I like a little bit of motivation right off the bat here. Especially when you get to these later hours. A little good send-off message.
Yeah. So I think I read this one time on here, but it was literally what we were talking about to start the show off last time. It says, sometimes you get what you want. Other times you get a lesson in patience, empathy, compassion, faith, clarity, humility, and life. But either way, you win.
That's powerful.
That's a bar right there, man. That's a stoic bar.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially the humility part, man. Unfortunately, I'm not even going to speak it on air for the humility part, but I can think of some moments back in the day. It's like, yeah, learn something that day.
Right.
I'm better man.
No, for real. No, that's awesome though. I think that just shows like, bro, there's a perspective that we really need to have in this life. And if we don't have it, it can make life feel like it's so hard. Mm-hmm. And there's so many burdens that you carry and that you're in this alone. But hey, you're not in this alone. There's people. If you look hard enough, man, I can speak for most situations I've heard of and been through. Like there's enough people around you to get you through what you're going through. And if you don't got no one, big man upstairs is always welcome for you. So, but yeah. I
was going to start off. No, I will say, how do you stay locked in and just not get dragged down, or even just not even dragged down, but just get distracted? Because sometimes it's not even that you're doing bad things. You're just not pushing yourself to actually reach your potential. It's like, well, I'm going to get home. instead of doing schoolwork, or if you got an actual job, instead of, doing different activities, I'm going to hop on games, or I'm going to just keep screwing off with my time.
Yeah.
And then it's too late. How do you stay locked in on what actually needs to be done?
Funny you say that, because today I had a few things I had to do, and recently I've been dedicating myself to reading like a good, like probably like 7-8 chapters of the Bible every day. So like that was like a kind of like a non-negotiable every day. And today I was like, man, I ain't really hopped on Call of Duty in a while. You know what I'm saying? Like I could do some little hard point. You know what I'm saying? I ain't, I could scroll on Instagram for a little bit,
That one's a tough one right now for me. I got to get rid of Instagram.
I don't know what's with the dopamine, what they got going on in Instagram, but yeah, it's just ridiculous. But I think it goes to like, once you get those things out the way, not out the way, but the things like, that's going to better you. That's going to put you on the right path for success. Like, I think it just feels so much better afterwards.
That's why I always think, like, if you're going to work out, it's at least for me, you can do it at night. I mean, if you're going to work out, that's better than what most people are doing anyways.
Yeah.
That's why I'm big on doing it in the morning, even if it's just like small, go for a run, because it definitely starts your day. I feel like when you do that first thing that is not going to be fun, but there's a benefit, it's a drawn out reward, but it is there.
Yeah.
Then you get that momentum. And then the next thing that's kind of hard, you also roll that into the next one as well.
Yeah. I think just once you, like I said, once you do those things and you have that sense of kind of like, you're proud of yourself. You're proud of yourself for getting things done. And I think we're in a day and age where a lot of people aren't getting a lot of things done. And I'm talking about the little things, like self-care things.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you say like, oh, like I need to put my phone down today a little bit more, or maybe I should take a walk. I should get outside. I should get some sun. I should get a workout in. I should
read a book
or something, right? And once you get those things done, it's kind of like there's like a dopamine release with that as well. I would say that once you get things done, you just want to keep getting things done. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because one of those things for me was like, I was like, man, I really need to get back into reading, because it was like never something that
you was a big reader.
For at times, I was like always off and on, and like I could just, once I stopped reading, it took a long time for me to get back into it.
Really?
But yeah, you just pick that stuff up, and it's crazy. And that's why I was warned with like the phone, social media. Not that any of that stuff's just ultimately bad, but it can just be so distracting.
Yeah,
because like I actually liked reading.
Yeah,
and I just didn't do it for years.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm just so. It's like, well, instead of reading this book, I'll just watch some reels for a little bit. Maybe play COD 2K. The guys are on.
Yeah,
and then you just do things that are actually better for you, and you just completely leave them off the table because they're a little bit harder than just scrolling through your phone for an hour.
Yeah, it definitely takes a certain amount of discipline. But like when you look at huge picture, like it really doesn't take that much discipline. It's just a choice. It's just a choice. But yeah, it's funny you say reading, bro, because I used to I hate reading.
Still?
No, like to this day.
Okay.
I really don't enjoy reading. But I think I enjoy the peace that comes with reading.
There's definitely a piece.
Yeah, how there's no noises coming in. I think as I've gotten older, I think the peace that comes with reading, the no distractions, the like I'm just in the book. I'm just in the book. And especially it being the Bible, like it's like that times 100. So like I'm like really just in the book. So I think reading is something that I'm definitely going to actually branch out and start reading other books and reading books about. My pastor actually just dropped a book. It's called You Are Not the Samaritan, talking about like the Samaritan in the Bible, like the Good Samaritan. I'm actually going to, that drops like late March, but I think that's going to be like the first real book I read this year.
That's always good.
Yeah.
Like what is kind of the books that you'd be into? Is it just kind of like those like on morals?
Yeah.
Is that what you're kind of into when it comes to reading?
Yeah. I definitely want to read one. One is called The Art of, it's like the art of not being in a hurry. I heard The Alchemist was really good. And then it's like one is called like How to Not Give a Blank.
Yeah. We could all use that a little bit.
Yeah. But I think just all the like we talked about the other day, it's all about a bunch of principles.
Yeah.
It's all about it's a bunch of principles that obviously some people have taken and been successful with, and some people have learned from their mistakes. I love the books that people messed up in.
Mhm.
I like those ones, like the ones where like it's like, okay, like somebody messed up, and they're teaching you about their mess ups and their mistakes, and they're warning you about, hey, don't take this path because I took it and it didn't end up well.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Like one thing too, which if you do get into the reading, what's always entertaining is just even take books that you don't necessarily agree with.
Mm.
Like you think the complete opposite.
Oh,
It's
wow.
really because it gives you. I mean, if you're going to
Perspective.
spend 200 pages
Yeah.
going through somebody else's brain on a subject that you disagree with completely, like that takes a lot out of you. And by the end of that book, you still might not agree with them, but your mindset and how you think about their point of view is usually drastically different.
Wow, I've never thought about that.
It's crazy. I did it with I think it was Thus Spoke Zarathustra, and I'm still a religious guy, but
Right.
his whole thing was kind of atheism and just
Okay.
philosophy.
Right.
And I won't give you the whole book. It's a
Right.
good read, and it's not super religious. And I was super worried about that. It's just kind of a good philosophical book. And yeah, it was a journey.
Really?
Yeah, it was. By the time I got to the end of that, I had to like sit down for like a solid hour and just kind of digest it all and just think about it.
Really? So like when you read books, like what's your time frame? Like how many pages are you getting through in a day on average?
I try not even to think about that.
Mm.
I usually just usually for me, it's like if there's a good spot, like usually, especially now it's getting nicer out. I love just going outside and reading. There's nothing better than that, in my opinion. But usually, yeah, I feel like I just get in a groove. If it is something that's tough and I got to chew through, and I am chewing through it, I usually just like kind of stop because once I'm chewing through it, I'm not even retaining it. I'm just trying to get through it.
That is a good point. Yeah. Like you say, you just said reading outside. I've been going to Lake Holmes. You know what that
Holmes
is?
Lake, yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, I've been. I don't. Is it called Holmes Lake or
Holmes Lake, yeah.
Okay, Holmes Lake. Okay,
by those apartments right across the road on that hill
on 70th Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about the same place.
Yeah. I go out there and I don't know how long of a walk it is, but I'll either play a podcast in my ear, a sermon, or like some type of something, and then I'll pick a spot and I'll read there. And that's been super peaceful now that the weather's getting better. Except for I was out there one day and I think I was probably scaring some folks because my eyes were bloodshot red.
Oh, the allergies.
I was crying. I was sneezing profusely. Like it was I was a mess. I was a mess in there, and I'm sure people probably wanted to come say something to me, but they probably thought I had a disease or something.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's always brutal. This is way off topic.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. And if this man is listening, I'll never forget. I was working at Hy-Vee at the time. My allergies were so bad. And it was just miserable. And I've already got pretty sensitive eyes. And I remember it just coming in. My eyes were just super red.
Yeah.
And this guy would not leave me alone. And he just kept going around trying to ask if I was smoking pot, basically. And I was like, no, dude, I got allergies. They're really bad right now. I'm not kidding. It was like 40 minutes that dude's just following me around the store. Keeps
didn't
pointing
work?
to his mouth.
He
No,
did-
just a regular customer. Just wanted me to tell him what he thought was the truth. Or
Really?
he's trying to buy something. I don't know. But dude, it was miserable. I eventually just like told my boss, like, dude, this guy won't leave me alone. He thinks I'm on drugs or something. This is insanity. Like, he will not believe that I just have horrible allergies today. So I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Talking about the red eyes and the allergies.
My goodness, bro. I feel like right after either I work out and I don't take a shower immediately, like I'm talking within like the next like 20-30 minutes, and the sweat dries up, bro, my eyes will literally bleed bloodshot for the next hour.
Oh, all that salt? Yeah, it just dries it up.
Oh my gosh. And then now that the allergies, I was fighting a spiritual attack last night, bro. I was under warfare last night, bro. I couldn't breathe out my nose, and I'm a nose breather to the day I die. I'm a nose breather. I could do the you ever heard of the mouth tape breathing?
No, what is that? Explain that to me.
Okay, so nighttime they do people tape their mouth and breathe out their nose during the night. So like when they go to sleep. And it's supposed to, I think it's good for like circulation and respiratory stuff and all these different there's a lot of benefits to it. I don't really know it because I've never done it. But I was thinking last night, I'm like, if I would have taped my mouth, I would have died. There's no way I would have breathed through my nose last night. Like I was under, it was Harrison. It was warfare. It was warfare.
That's
You
crazy.
can't even. It gets to a point you can't blow your nose. Ain't nothing coming out.
Yeah, that's when it's really tragic.
Yeah.
When you get that when you
It's
got that
tragic.
miserable cold and it's just so stuffed and it feels like you just blowing air out.
Yeah, you're just blowing air out, or it feels like you're just gonna blow your brains out. Yeah, you're gonna pop a blood vessel or something. But yeah,
Kind of knock on wood. I've been healthy for
Yeah.
a while. I don't want anything bad happen to me, catch any bad allergies.
no,
But
seriously.
yeah, but that being said, where else you want to go with this on this? We're kind of all over the place right now.
Yeah,
but it's good story time. I don't mind it.
We're all over the place. This just came to my mind. We're talking about random things right now, but did you ever have book fairs when you was a kid?
Scholastic
Yeah,
book fairs?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what was okay? So you go home, you ask your mama for some money, right? Or did you have the money?
Nah, I had to beg.
Okay, yeah. That's what I was. So you asked your mom for the money. How much, or what was your go-to item in the book fair when you was a kid?
I mean, I'll be honest. I think I was usually looking like I would pretend like kind of look at the books and whatnot, but I
Right.
remember usually I would just buy like something that would have like PC game on it. Like remember the disc? You'd actually have to buy the
Oh,
disc.
yeah.
I remember I got I bought the I Spy book
Okay.
just because
Oh,
I got
yeah.
the I Spy game on the PC,
Mm,
so I could play. It was awesome. That or I bought the stupid like 6 markers in one
mm,
where you just push them all down. They got all the different inks.
yeah.
But that was usually about it. I wasn't rolling in there with fat stacks.
Yeah.
I'll say that
Yeah.
because my mom, not that she was just, I'm sure she was aware that if she gives me a bunch of money, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
get things I need.
yeah, I'm
just
definitely
gonna
not.
get stupid stuff.
Definitely not. I think my mom's perception of the book fair when I was younger was it was like actually like some literature books that you would read and
Mhm.
gain something from. My favorite player at the time was Dwayne Wade. So I searched through that whole book fair. It was like second grade. I searched through that whole book fair looking for a Dwayne Wade something. And I found him in the back of a Sports Illustrated book or magazine because they had like the magazines there. I bought like 3 of them of the magazines and not knowing like I don't know why. I just thought they was different.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I end up buying like all these different magazines and it's the same magazine, but I just saw D Wade in it. So I'm just,
You think you got a bunch of separate D Wade books?
Yeah, no, I don't know what was going on, but that was bad on my part.
What was mom's response to seeing a bunch of D Wade all the same?
I don't think I told her, to be honest. Yeah, I was a secretive child, man. I was a secretive child. I don't think I told her. But then the Guinness World Record books, those were
classic.
Oh, those were classics. Those were classic. The I Spy, those were classic.
I feel bad for the librarians. Keeping track of
Yeah.
that Guinness World Record book was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Because that got passed around like crazy. Always go missing because that's the one book that like one kid would rent it out and then it just got passed around the entire classroom regardless.
Yeah.
That'd be a tough one.
No, for real.
What was one book, since we're on it anyways, before we go to our first break here, what was one thing early on that you read that actually first got you into reading, or first book that you actually read that you enjoyed?
Carl DeLuca. I think it's called Heat. It's about is it Carl DeLuca? Yeah, I think it's Carl DeLuca. But he like used to do all the sports novels, and I would not read anything unless it was sports.
Mike Lupica.
What's it called?
Mike Lupica, right? I think that's how you say it, or Lupka.
Yeah. Mike
He does
Lupica.
a bunch of sports books. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I said Carl. But yeah, I did that one, and then there was another one, and it was all about sports. I think that was about baseball.
He was.
Yeah, but anything about baseball. And then when I got older in high school, I read one book, and it was called The Winner's Manual. It was by Jim Tressel, the Ohio State head coach back in the day. He wrote a fantastic book. I would recommend it to anyone trying to get in that mindset or just understand how a team works, or is just trying to be the best in their situation. Like, that is a fantastic book. Like, to start off each chapter, it will give like a little like it will give 3 quotes, and one of them might be like a Bible verse. One might be a quote like, Abraham Lincoln, or like, some philosopher. Or then it would be like a famous coach, or like, one of the, Vince Lombardi or something like that. Right. But it will show like real life applications of how he had to navigate leading teams, and how sometimes the best player did this. And it honestly helped me get ready for college, because I read that at such a crucial time, like where I was like, I don't know how to come into college, how to really have that mindset. Like, am I supposed to do this? Like, how's it supposed to go? And I had a lot of mentors during that time, but that book really helped me out a lot. I was searching for it in Barnes and Noble. I couldn't find it, and I think I'm gonna reorder and read it again this year because it was just a great read. It was a great read.
That's always cool when you get to some of those that like actually inspire you.
Yeah.
Do you like the podcast, like the not podcast, what's it called, audiobooks, or do you actually like the physical copy in your hand?
Yeah, I've never really done an audiobook.
I don't want to diss it because I've done podcasts. I don't think I've ever actually listened to a book through audiobooks.
Yeah, it would have to be if the voice is off, if the voice is, if it's high pitched, or if the voice ain't voicing, then I would have to indulge in the book for sure. But yeah, I definitely would go with the book, bro.
Yeah, it's nice too because I do like it when for some reason when it's digital, and this is nothing against people that actually have the audio, but I don't really care, whichever one works best for you. But I do like having the physical things I can see.
Yeah,
because when I feel like I can actually physically see it too, my own apartment, that actually keeps that fresh in my thought. Like it's an actual physical copy, and who knows, maybe one day I'll look at it again and be like, oh yeah, forgot about that one.
Yeah, and also like with certain books, if it's like actually like not motivational, but like it's something that I can like hold true to like my spirit and I can really learn from. I like to like underline stuff and note it and
yeah, that's nice
and
too.
highlight and stuff. So can't really do that with the audio. And I feel like there's just something different about reading something. There's something different about it than listening to it. For me, like if I listen to something, I'm good at retaining it, but if I read it, it just clicks different.
Yeah, well, I think too when you're reading every word, piecing it together, you spend that extra whatever it is, half second on it, and it just registers a little bit better. But yeah, I mean that's the first step. We're a little bit all over the place, but some good morals in there. We got some good book recommendations, Scholastic Book Fair stories. But nonetheless, you guys are always welcome to join in. 402-464-5685, Sartor Heyman text line, Face to the Voice, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Allo channel 961. But again, we got to go to break. We have a couple more segments on the other side, but the host is always Chancellor Brewington, the former Husker tight end. Don't go anywhere.
You're spending $300 a month. Binge drinking is the most common form of excessive drinking, which costs the United States more than $191 billion each year. By drinking less, you will save $300 a month. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
It's $5.99 barbecue time. Hurry to Hog Wild for a complete barbecue meal that's only $5.99. Get a one-meat sandwich loaded with our award-winning barbecue, plus your choice of a classic side and drink for just $5.99. Upgrade your sandwich to beef brisket for just $1 more. Join us for lunch or dinner in Lincoln at 3210 Cornhusker Highway. Order online at GoHogWild.com.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Whether you're just starting your journey together or celebrating years of cherished memories, there's no better way to mark your love story than with fine jewelry. Join us at the Wedding Band Expo this weekend at Sartor Heyman Jewelers at South Point Pavilions. Enjoy an incredible 20% off all wedding and anniversary bands. Don't miss out on this opportunity to find the ring of your dreams at a price you'll adore. Sartor Heyman Jewelers Wedding Band Expo this weekend at South Point Pavilions.
Old School with DP and J.
Do you think it's too early to talk about Patrick Mahomes as the greatest of all time? To be honest with you, I think he might be ahead of the pace. It was definitely on pace, maybe ahead of the pace. I think right now everything that he does is going to get overblown, and I think people so quickly forgot the 20-year run of the Patriots. Not 5-6 years, 20-year run of Tom Brady and the Patriots.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design, take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Life is all about balance, so how about a little sweet and a little heat to make your week? At Wings and Rings, we're introducing our all-new Hot Honey menu for the month of March. Try our one-of-a-kind house-made sauce on the brand-new Hot Honey chicken sandwich or our Hot Honey shrimp and slaw. And of course, you can get it on the traditional boneless or smoked wings that have made Wings and Rings your go-to neighborhood spot. But don't wait, Hot Honey is only here until April 1st. So stop by Wings and Rings at one of our 2 Lincoln locations today, on O Street and on Village Lane.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington, the host, as always, to my left again, 402-464-5685. As we get to the later hours of the night, you guys are always still welcome to engage in the show, along with all the streams up there, and of course, Allo, channel 961. Over the break, we talked about it a little bit, but I just want to get your raw initial thoughts. The horse, Derrick Henry, the absolute monster of a running back, headed to the Baltimore Ravens, paired with arguably the best running quarterback. I don't even know how much of a debate that is. Just your initial thoughts, Derrick Henry heading to the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, that makes as you're saying that it brings in a lot of factors, because I think just knowing who the Baltimore Ravens are, they're such a physical downhill team.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously they love to get Lamar and play actions off their their zone run looks and all these different schemes, right? But adding Derrick Henry, you got Patrick Ricard and a 300-pound fullback, and Mark Andrews is a great blocking tight end. They have a lot of pieces that are just you don't really see on a lot of other teams.
Yeah, and even guys like Zay Flowers, who he had a fantastic season last year. You only expect him to continue to get better.
Yeah.
I mean, let me pick your brain, because you're a football guy. You're gonna know more about this than I would. When you see a backfield with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, what are some things that, as an offensive coordinator, you don't have to give it exact plays, but certain schemes that you'd be really excited that you think you could operate well with those two?
Yeah, I think just knowing the way Derrick Henry runs, he presses really hard. He's not one to where he's one to feel out things. He'll press gaps really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just watching him run the way they ran him in Tennessee, a lot of outside zone stuff, a lot of wide zone stuff, and obviously between the tackles, he's fantastic. But it's just going to be interesting to see how they use him and how he fits into the offense. And obviously, when he gets hot, you got to give him the rock. Like if he's averaging, if he starts popping those 10, 15-yard runs, starts running through people, breaking the first tackle, making the second dude miss, all these different things, like then there's just a different type of, and it's just like it's not like LeBron, or it's more like it's like the KD effect. Like, oh, you got to know where KD is on the floor at all
Okay,
times.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the same with Derrick Henry. You can't have a light box. You cannot have a light box with Derrick Henry. And I think that adds in another factor because with Lamar, you always have to have a spy on the field. You always have to have a spy, and usually it's going to be, one of the ends, probably on the left side of the ball if you're the defense, because usually quarterbacks roll out that side. But like you usually have to have those type of pieces. So if you have to have a spy and you have to have a loaded box, and you have Odell coming back, Rashad Bateman coming back, and Zay Flowers coming back, and you pick up Keon Coleman from or FSU, like just somebody, right? Like imagine the amount of, and you have one of the best defenses in the league. I know they just lost Patrick Queen, but you have
Steelers.
Which is crazy. You have one of the best safeties in Kyle Hamilton, and some other pieces on defense. But just to think about what they're forming on their team, like that's a squad right there. If everyone can stay healthy, of course, but there's a lot of attention that Derrick Henry demands. Like he demands it. And if you don't respect it, then you're gonna get exposed.
That's what I'm just like. I would just be foaming at the mouth if I was the OC.
Yeah.
Like there just feels like there's gonna be so many situations where, if there's any sort of read between Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, if you're playing Lamar, you're gonna want to make sure you're contained. You're chopping your feet a little bit. If you're chopping your feet and ends up being Derrick Henry, dude's just going to light you up. You got to hit that guy at full force. So it's just going to be really interesting to see, especially as their chemistry builds. I think they'll get really comfortable.
Yeah.
On kind of feeling out those spots like that too. I mean, since 2018, the leading rusher for the quarterback position, Lamar Jackson. Since 2018, the leading running back in that position, Derrick Henry. So you got the two leading rushers in their respected positions since 2018. So it just right there, it just has so many options. And then again, the defense, Patrick Queen, big loss, but there's still plenty there that you're feeling pretty solid on that side. Is that enough to move them up in the power rankings to where you think they even have a shot to knock out the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah, as you're saying that, I think looking back on what they did this past year with the how they were running the ball excessively against the Chiefs in the playoffs, I think if you throw Derrick Henry in that mix, and they get to some of those play action things, like safeties are going to be flying down. Backers are going to be flowing back. Like people are going to be really biting on this run. And I think as an OC, like you just now it gets to a point where utilizing all the weapons and it's not like the Titans where not to disrespect their playmakers, but like they just didn't probably have as much trust in them.
Yeah, I mean, Will Levis too is young quarterback.
Yeah.
You're not going to give him the keys and just let him start throwing the ball all over.
Yeah, and you go to the Ravens where Rashad Bateman's a baller and Zay Flowers is good and Odell is there. So you have some real playmakers where you can get some things done in the passing game as well. It's not just going to be one dimensional.
Yeah, they seem absolutely terrifying. I was curious how they're going to bounce back. I was like, it's obviously going to matter free agency wise, like what ends up getting shaken around. But I was certainly not expecting Derrick Henry to be a Baltimore Raven. That just seems like a match made in heaven. So that team, to me, that's if they're not, number one, they're two. Like I think, obviously, I'm going to give it to the Kansas City Chiefs. Even that what was considered a weak roster, they still found a way to get it done. So you got to put them, at least I do personally, put them at number one. But yeah, with the Ravens, that addition, just absolutely crazy. And it was 2-year, $16 million contract. Includes a $9 million guaranteed. So again, and they did sign 1-year extension for Nelson Aguilar too, wide receiver.
Wait, so when he was with the Titans, he went 5th-year option, then franchise tag?
For Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think you're correct on that.
Yeah. And he's getting 2 years,
2 years, $16 million.
$16 million. And then Saquon went with the Giants. He went 4 years there. Did he go 5th option franchise tag?
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah. So then, and he got a 3-year, 30 something. I think it was 3 year, $36 million.
It might have been 40. Yeah, 36. Saquon signed 3-year, 37, about 37, $750,000 million contract with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay, so with that being said, why was their contract so different?
Well, with Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Well, Saquon Barkley, 3-year deal. And I think it's just the difference in deal number right there. Because let's see, what was Derrick Henry's again? We got 37 for Saquon.
2 for
and Derrick Henry, 2 years, $16 million.
Why is he getting? I mean, he's the
max value of $20 million, includes a $9 million guaranteed.
Max value, how much?
$20 million max value.
Yeah,
includes the $9 million guaranteed. And with Saquon, we'd have to break this down. Could too just be what they had on cost. And I mean, obviously, you add 1 year on top of it, but still, he's getting on average at least a few more $1 million. So
yeah, that's just interesting. I was just interested by that because Saquon's coming off an injury as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know if that was if Derrick Henry took a pay cut.
I wouldn't say that. Just running backs, it's so hard. I mean, Derrick Henry is also the oldest running back getting paid that much.
That is
I think
true.
he might even. I mean, by far the oldest running back playing that consistently.
Yeah.
So that's a big part of it for him.
Yeah.
Where you're Saquon, injury, but still a little bit younger because I don't think Saquon's too old yet. So you feel safer there. But while we're on him, Saquon Barkley, you add him to the Philadelphia Eagles. You got Jalen Hurts. You got a company there.
Wait, who's that tight end? Is it that from the Titans?
Albert.
Yeah, I don't know how to say his last name. The African.
Yeah.
He's from the Titans?
No, I don't think he's from Titans.
Really?
Let me double check for you.
Oh no.
Broncos.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say because I know there's an African dude that goes to that he went to Maryland. He has he had a long last name as well. I didn't know.
You're confusing me there. I was like, well, maybe I'm wrong there. But no. But yeah, it is crazy. So Saquon Barkley, Philadelphia Eagles. I'm not very high on the Eagles. I just don't know. It was a tough year to judge because they lost so much of the coaching positions as well in the middle of the season, early in the season. So they had to flip around a lot of things that they were already doing. But that 6 out of the last, I think it was like 6 out of 8 they lost. With the Eagles, do you think Saquon Barkley's, hooking up to a sinking ship here, or do you think he is enough to kind of get this thing back on track? Because it certainly wasn't to end the season.
Yeah, I don't think he would be the piece that fixes it. I think the consistency and Hurts play at the end of the year was just what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And not to say he's not a fantastic player because he was an MVP candidate just a year ago. So yeah, I mean, I think it's just his consistency in play and then them just getting back to the identity that they want to get to in offense because their defense was playing solid, was playing well and good enough to win in all those games. So I think it's just Jalen Hurts playing at a level, and I think he will, bro. He's a fantastic player, bro. I think people are just dogging on him, and I think and Philly fans are rough, bro. Philly fans are some of the harshest fans there are.
They booed Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
And first game down there, he thought he'd get some respect. Lower Marion, booed him.
Like I've heard some stories, bro. So yeah, I couldn't imagine playing for a team and carrying a franchise to he got to the Super Bowl, right? Did he get there? Did the Eagles get to the Super Bowl with Hurts?
Yeah, Jalen Hurts. They lost to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I don't know why I was double checking that.
Yeah. He got him to the Super Bowl the year before, and then all of a sudden, it's Hurts is trash. It's just, this is the culture we live in. Is what have you done for me lately? But my goodness,
I think I'll be honest. Hurts. It's not all Hurts. I think they have Hurts make every single decision on every single big play. It just feels like the run game, yes, it's really good, but it's not explosive. In fact, I think they're towards the bottom, if not dead last, in explosive run plays, which is really surprising. They're very consistent. They're good on, averaging a few yards and moving the chains. But in terms of explosive running plays, they had none. So anytime it was a 3rd and long, it was always on Hurts because they just didn't have that capability in the run game for whatever reason. So I do hope you add Saquon back there. You don't have to be in 3rd and 7, 3rd and 9 as many times as you were. You can sit there at a comfortable, get there 3rd and 2 or even 2nd and 5 and just keep moving the chain with Saquon's help as opposed to just a lot of 3rd long, especially towards the end there. I just think that's why I fell apart. People were dogging on Jalen Hurts, but if you watch those games, it's like the entire game's on him. And he has to play, it felt like a perfect game every game to get that team back on track. So I like Saquon Barkley a lot.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think. Okay, let me ask you this: who's going to have a more successful year, Saquon or Derrick Henry? What do you think? Who's going to mesh more in the offense?
Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
just because it's Lamar. Like
Yeah.
you get Lamar and Derrick Henry together, that is such a tandem.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, what would Derrick Henry be better on the Eagles?
Then Saquon would.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Because I still think what Saquon does that's really special is not that Derrick Henry definitely can't do it, but Saquon is, again, it's those explosive plays. He's
Yeah.
really good. If you're gonna throw to him, the guy like never drops the ball ever. I think he's got some of the most insane numbers in terms of dropped passes. With Derrick Henry, he would still be great in that system, but he's kind of what they are now, is a methodical, like you said, really push the gaps, just squeeze out every yard. Where Saquon, he'll try to cut things up and just go for huge explosive plays.
Yeah, that was a great point. Yeah. Yeah, I think Saquon fits the Eagles fantastic because they do a lot of things like, running back wheels, running back options. They'll flex him out sometimes. So yeah, I think that's the place for him, bro. I think he's gonna flourish there. I think he's gonna have a healthy year and he's gonna get back to the Saquon that we saw the first couple years in the Giants and that we saw at Penn State. Because he has no. His Penn State film is some of the craziest film I've ever seen in my life.
It is insane.
No, like he jump cuts. I remember he was playing Iowa. He jump cuts like 7 or 8 yards he's on the sideline. He jump cuts to the numbers, and from the top of the numbers to the sideline, that's 9 yards. Like, bro, like it's the most craziest thing. So just to have a back like that can do half that stuff, like is fantastic, bro.
Yeah, and then it's just like the raw athleticism and the IQ too on top of it.
Yeah,
it's just like they're both those guys, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley. Like the way they see the field is incredible,
and he wants to be out there. Like Saquon, like I know he's just foaming at the mouth to be out there. Like that's a guy you want on the team. Like he's a guy.
Oh, 100%.
He's a guy for sure.
And I do think, that's for Saquon, and I personally think it's a perfect fit for both those teams. I think Saquon take a lot of that pressure. They're basically doing the same thing.
Right.
It's just they're going to take some serious pressure off of both those quarterbacks and allow that run game just to be a little more explosive. And with the Ravens, you're okay with Derrick Henry because your explosive runner is Lamar Jackson.
Right.
And kind of with Jalen Hurts, you probably don't want him running as much, but he's actually kind of a stronger physical runner. You got the brotherly shove right there.
Yeah.
Obviously, you won't have to pull that off as much if you got Saquon back there. You won't be in so many fourth and shorts, but nonetheless, we will throw the break here. We'll maybe talk a little bit more NFL on the other side. We got some other running backs, some wide receivers, some quarterbacks as well. Curious how you feel about some of these guys ending up in the locations they are. You got Russell with the Steelers. Obviously, we talked about it. Kirk Cousins with the Falcons. Who's the other one today? Who am I blanking on? Browns. Who went to the Browns? I'm not gonna look it up. It's on the tip of my tongue.
It's
Jameis Winston.
Yeah, Jameis Winston.
That's who it was.
Yeah.
So again, we'll talk about those on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Harrison Arns on the 1s and 2s. Chancellor Brewington to my left. We'll be right back.
Happy Hour. Gina Mancuso-Prasowski of the Omaha Supernovas. You've played professionally for a few years. How emotional was that first match?
When I graduated the University of Nebraska, I thought that was it. I'll never play in front of my hometown. And going overseas where no one knows you, so you feel that isolation to play in front of my family and friends. It's a dream come true. That first time I got on the court at the beginning of our season and the crowd erupted, it took everything in me not to expose my emotion.
Weekdays from 1 to 2.
Spring is on its way. Are you prepared to keep the grass greener on your side? Blades Lawn and Landscape has a position opened at a homeowner association to their client list with residential and commercial openings also. Transform your yard into a private oasis with the professional services offered by Blades Lawn and Landscape, including landscape walls and beds and a 5-step fertilizer program applied by a licensed professional. Call them today at 402-730-6320 or go to bladeslcc.com to schedule a free estimate on commercial or residential lawn services.
Hey guys, it's Bill Bush. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty has opened a new location in Pender, Nebraska, in addition to their office in Lincoln. The real estate world can be confusing, so why wouldn't you want an expert helping you every step of the way? If you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, or Iowa, give Ethan Sorensen a call today at 402-380-0432 or visit them online at nextagrealestate.com. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty with locations in Lincoln and now Pender, Nebraska.
Stop by TCA Outdoor Power on March 22nd and 23rd for an open house and customer appreciation celebration. TCA Outdoor Power is a locally owned business located at 6210 South 57th Street and prides itself on being Lincoln's only elite steel dealership for over 20 years. On March 22nd and 23rd, enjoy 10% off select steel products and up to $350 off on select battery tools. Also, if you buy 2 steel batteries, you can double your limited warranty. Give TCA Outdoor Power a call today at 402-420-9424 or visit them for their open house celebration, March 22nd and 23rd.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design. Take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 7th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
24/7 threat monitoring, expert tech support, streamlined communications. Allo has a solution for that. Protect your business with Allo Business. Comprehensive firewall security, Microsoft Teams voice integrated communications, cybersecurity and IT support managed by experts. From productivity to peace of mind, Allo has a solution for that. Allo means business. Protect your business by visiting allofiber.com/business.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador online at prg-ne.com.
Come see the exciting career opportunities in the world of large ag. Acres, your Nebraska John Deere dealer, is hosting a career fair during our 2024 Ag and Turf Expo. Learn about career opportunities in service, sales, parts, and precision ag, as well as other roles in Acres business support team. Join us at Fauner Park March 21st and 22nd. Go to acres.com/expo24 for details.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Brought to you by the original Super Glue. Stop by your local participating Westlake Ace Hardware locations for your $10 savings coupon. Restrictions may apply. See store for details. Coming to Pinnacle Bank Arena March 29th and 30th. Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. As always, Chancellor Brewington, the host, to my left, 402-464-5685. As we got one more show after this, Nuclear Heat. They will go from 10 to 11 p.m. So weeknight's not wrapped over quite yet. We got one more show after this one, but this will be a short segment. Want to get through a couple more guys here and maybe more if we have time with Chancellor Brewington here. Green Bay Packers, interesting move. They get younger. I kind of get it. They release Aaron Jones. He's agreed to a one-year deal with the Minnesota Vikings for $7 million. In the meantime, they pick up Josh Jacobs, the former Raider, signing a 4-year, $48 million deal that includes a $12.5 million signing bonus. Pretty good deal for a running back and Josh Jacobs. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, I think he's a dog, man. He's a dog. He has a great story. Yeah, I think that would be a good spot for him.
You worried about last season at all, or do you think that's more of just the uncertainty around that offense? And
Yeah, it's really hard to have a stable offense when the quarterback play isn't what it's expected to be for that offense to thrive. So I would say for Josh Jacobs, Jordan Love was playing at a high level this past year, and I think he gonna continue to just keep evolving. And that offense has some stars, man. And Christian Watson.
Yep, Christian Watson.
And they got a young receiver who kind of has that Devontae Adams kind of feel to him. I don't know his name.
Smartest Toure still on that squad with those guys?
Yeah, he is. But yeah, they have some guys, and I'm surprised they haven't gotten a receiver.
I think they got some draft capital.
Ooh,
I think they'll use that on those because I think especially with this, it's going to be wide receivers. It's going to be the big ones early, but I do think there's enough wide receivers in this class that you can pull a few flyers later in the draft and still get some really solid guys. But what are your thoughts, Aaron Jones? I like this trade just because the Green Bay Packers get younger. It's already a young team. You got a young quarterback and a bunch of. They were, I think, if not very close to being the youngest average team in the NFL last year.
Right.
And Josh Jacobs, about 3 years younger. So Aaron Jones, he's a little bit older. It feels like it's for him too. You can go to a location that it's going to be interesting with the Minnesota Vikings, see how they pull off, but they got to pick. He'll be part of that process. What do you think about Aaron Jones, Minnesota Vikings? Because he's still such a good running back.
Yeah, he's explosive, and he's really good in the pass game as well. And depending on where Minnesota goes and how they want to, who's their next quarterback coming in?
They got I don't think they're entirely sure yet because they got the draft pick. I think they were number 12 or 11.
Okay, we talked about that.
Yep.
Yeah. So depending on what they do and what type of quarterback they get, I could imagine that it's gonna be someone who kind of sits in the pocket, kind of probably emulates the same way that Kirk Cousins plays, like that. That kind of like.
Oh, that's right. Sam Darnold. We didn't talk about him. That's new. Sam Darnold. They picked up Sam Darnold, the 2018 NFL pick. I think it was first pick overall, and he went to the Jets.
Was he from SC?
BYU.
BYU. Sam Darnold?
Right? Am I mixing those guys up? 2018, he got drafted by the New York Jets, 3 seasons, 2 seasons on the Carolina Panthers. Now he's on the Vikings.
Did he go to? I thought he went to SC. Maybe. I don't know. Am I tripping?
We'll just figure it out before we wrap up the show.
Yeah, it's gonna bug me.
Yeah, let's see here. He was USC. Okay, you were right.
Did?
Yeah, USC.
Okay.
2015, 16, 17, 2018 draft.
Okay. So yeah,
1 year deal cheap. I think it was like $12 million. I didn't think it was very much at all.
That's a whole lot.
For quarterback. If you're a running back, you're like, that's a whole lot for a quarterback.
Right.
When you're looking at Kirk Cousins getting 180 for 4 years after having one of the worst injuries in his career.
Bro. Yeah, I seen this one thing on Twitter. It says Kirk Cousins' agent could sell sand to the desert. Yeah, I could only imagine as an agent having to talk to teams with a guy who's currently not healthy. Like that takes a different type of persuasion and laying things out. But yeah, this NFL talk the NFL free agency is.
I did see something that I think in no way in this world would ever work, but it'd be so much more fun if we could live in this perfect world. Like, what if all of the free agency news, all the signings was all just scrubbed? Like, it was not available to the public. That was only team information.
And then you just pop up.
You wait for week 1.
Oh,
and then
goodness.
you're like in the Eagles stadium. And you're like, oh my God, that's Saquon Barkley's on our team this year. And you just find out. And if you're in the Falcons, you just have no idea. And you're like, Kirk Cousins is out here?
Bro, that would be hilarious. Imagine that.
Oh, it'd make week 1 of the NFL just incredible.
One of the most televised things. Yeah. yeah, their ratings would go skyrocket.
Oh, that week one numbers.
You'd have to swear people to secrecy though.
Yeah, like I'm saying, it would never work.
No, it would never work.
But it might be the most fun thing to ever watch.
Bro,
if you
that would
could
be
just
so
like
fun.
find out on that day. Because like, can you imagine me being a Bears fan? Like, I would have to leave this season not knowing like, is Justin Fields going to be here? And I got to wait till week one to see if it's Caleb Williams or Justin Fields running out the locker room.
Yeah, for real.
That'd be fun. But nonetheless, Chancellor Brewington, we will have you back tomorrow. Do you got a guest lined up for tomorrow that you want to promote real quick?
No, I do not. I
Okay.
think as of right now, I think it's just gonna be me. Y'all gonna have to deal with it.
No worries there. And again, we are not done with Ticket Weeknights yet. We got Nuclear Heat with Jake Bachman. I believe DP is going to join him as well. So be sure to stick around as Ticket Weeknights, still 1 hour to go. We'll talk to you in a little bit.